Good morning everybody, and this is your Forex day trade setups for today. So as usual, we start off with Euro USD. I just want to start with a weekly on Euro USD and pay attention to this area right here at 104.871. If we scroll to the left, you can see how that interacts. There's a swing low, there's some support that was found in the past. And if we keep going, you'll see there's even more interaction at that level. So that is a fairly significant level we need to pay attention to. And as I said yesterday, now we've broken through it, but you want to see a retest of that area before jumping in for the shorts. And you can see that's kind of where we were yesterday, looking at that area for a rejection short. So if we get back to the hour, we opened in that area, and I suppose we could argue that these two tails here were rejections, but I prefer to see price come down and come back up rather than reject it within the sort of trend like that. So I still think that is an area to pay attention to. 104.871 is definitely something that I need to pay attention to. The other thing is, while the oscillators are grouped to the downside, I'm not really interested in jumping in short. I want to see the oscillators come off the bottom here. Doesn't matter where they are, but they need to just come up higher and then start turning for me to believe that there's an opportunity. Could be a bit of a wedge forming as well, which would also bring us back up to like a gap close, or alternatively 104.871. I suspect we're probably going to range until tomorrow. We're waiting for the Fed's interest rate announcement. And then the only question is whether it's 0.5 basis points or 0.7 or even 1 basis point increase. So that's the only thing we're waiting for at the moment. So I reckon we're still going to range a bit for that. Moving on to US dollar Japanese yen. We're very much in this triangle still. What has happened though is we've basically just extended the top of the triangle a little bit higher. Oscillators have eased off a little bit. They have crossed over, which is fine. The slower moving oscillator can come down here and start crossing over down here. That's going to give us the indication that we need for a move, well, continuation to the upside. If we look at what's going on at the moment, we had a move down. We sort of found some support down here, so we could argue that that is a range as well. And I think, for this pair as well, we're probably just going to wait for the Feds at the moment. So don't be too surprised to see it just muck around in this range and basically ignore that trend line and just sort of up and down in this range. So for the dollar, I'm sit on hands until the Feds have finished their song and dance tomorrow. Moving on to British pound Japanese yen. Nice grouping of the oscillators starting to happen to the downside. We missed the first level here, which is what we were looking for, and can't really see what else. I suppose that's probably what we were aiming for. Quite a bit of support there. You can see that. Look to the left. So there was resistance here with support, and then there was nothing really that happened here. So that could very well be the area. So if we just come down to the hour, we're looking for opportunities to jump into this to the long side, but look at the oscillators crossing over at the moment. So this could be some form of rejection that may be happening. So I would be paying attention to firstly this area 165.196. If we get a rejection off there, then I'm definitely looking for something to the downside. And the other one to pay attention to is going to be slap bang in the middle of nowhere. I'm probably going to test this area here, which would be around 164.452. Get a rejection there, then we're looking for another attempt at this level. A break of 162.283 gets us moving to the downside as far as I'm concerned. Fairly strong area of support, so break of that and a retest, that's definitely a situation where we should be looking for a turnaround on this pair. But just coming back to the 8 hour, it's kind of against the trend. We have had a big sell-off, but remember V reversals are rare, and what could be happening here is we could basically be testing the trend line for another move up, and the oscillators definitely agree with that. So do the moving averages at the moment. So for me, this is a wait and see for a bit of bullish structure for a move to the upside, but I expect us to bounce off here. So it should bounce down, come back, probably test this area, find a base here, and then that would get us an opportunity to be long. So just pay attention to this one. I think there's something brewing here to the upside. Moving on to Euro British Pound, we are top of range again. Still not interested in this one. If we move across to the 1 hour, you'll see we get back to the top of the range, and then we sort of cluster around here looking for opportunity to reject. But look at the oscillators. It could break to the upside, but I want to see a decent bit of structure before jumping in on this. So this area that we're in right now at 0.85680 area, that's definitely an area of potential support. You can see there, look to the left, you can see quite a bit of interaction there. So I think if we break above the highs of yesterday, which is 0.85940, break and retest that area, that should give us a continuation to the upside, and your first target is going to be this measured move, this flag measured move, which would be pretty much to 0.86279. So you're looking for something like that. Stop over there, 345 point stop for a 300 point gain. So not even a one-to-one trade, probably not even worth it. Could drop a little bit lower as well. I suppose we could argue that we could get somewhere in this zone here. There's some more support there, and that's also the 155. Probably maybe a better opportunity, because you're going to get a 200 point stop loss. Your stop loss will be below the low of yesterday, and then a move to the upside. Either way, I think I'm set on hands. Let's wait for a bit of better structure and a break of this range. If you look at it in the daily, you'll see what I'm talking about. Let's just delete some noise. You'll see what I'm talking about there. This area is fairly strong from a resistance perspective. However, we do have the moving averages crossed over, and we are sort of holding that. We've been holding it all month and sort of half of last month. So definitely merit to think that we've got something brewing, and a big inverse head and shoulders as well. So still well worth watching, but I want a decent clear of this 0.85817 before we even start looking for the opportunities. Anyway, hope that helps. That's me for this morning, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.